All right. Before we begin wandering through divine family drama, questionable life choices, and an alarming number of shape-shifting incidents, go ahead and get comfortable. Lower the lights. Adjust the pillow. If you're lying there wondering why the ancient Greeks needed so many gods for everything, don't worry. We'll get to that. Slowly, gently, and without any urgency at all. This is a story meant for listening, not for learning in any organized way. If you drift off halfway through, that's working exactly as intended. The gods will still be here when you wake up. They're immortal. They have nothing but time. So let's ease into ancient Greece, a place where people looked at thunder and said, yes, obviously that's a man with anger issues, and then built a religion around it. The Greek Pantheon does not begin neatly. It does not begin politely. It begins the way many family problems do, quietly, vaguely, and with something deeply uncomfortable happening in the background. In the beginning, there was chaos. Not chaos in the loud, messy sense, more like a void, an awkward silence before the universe figured out what it wanted to be. From this nothingness came Gaia, the earth, solid, dependable, and immediately busy. Gaia gave rise to Uranus, the sky, who then became both her partner and, unfortunately, the father of her children. This is where we gently accept that ancient mythology does not share modern boundaries. It just keeps going. Together, Gaia and Uranus produced the Titans, powerful, immense beings who embodied concepts like time, memory, and the crushing inevitability of existence. They also produced the Cyclopes and the Hecatoncheires, creatures with one eye or 100 hands, which Uranus found unsettling. And rather than working through those feelings, Uranus chose a classic divine parenting strategy. He shoved them back inside Gaia, literally into the earth. Gaia, understandably, was not thrilled. She complained, quietly at first, then more persistently, and eventually she did what many mythological mothers do when ignored. She recruited one of her children to deal with the problem. That child was Cronus, young, ambitious, and willing to take things too far. With a sickle provided by Gaia, Cronus confronted Uranus and removed him from power in a way that mythology describes vividly, but we will describe very calmly and briefly. Uranus was no longer in charge. Let's leave it at that. Cronus became the ruler of the cosmos, and for a short while, things seemed stable, which in Greek mythology is usually a warning sign. Cronus married his sister, Rhea. Again, we're not stopping to unpack that. They had children, many children. But Cronus had a problem, specifically a prophecy. It said that one of his children would overthrow him, just as he had overthrown his father. Cronus responded to this information with the emotional maturity of a rock. Every time Rhea gave birth, Cronus swallowed the child whole. No discussion, no hesitation, just gulp. Hestia, Hera, Demeter, Hades, Poseidon, all eaten. Rhea was devastated, but she also learned from Gaia's earlier approach. She planned, quietly. When her youngest child was born, Zeus, Rhea wrapped a stone in swaddling cloths and handed it to Cronus, who swallowed it without checking, because apparently gods don't inspect what they eat. Zeus was hidden away, raised in secret, fed goat's milk, protected by nymphs, and slowly, patiently prepared to become exactly what Cronus feared. Years later, Zeus returned. He tricked Cronus into drinking a potion that caused him to vomit up his siblings, again, not dramatically, just unpleasantly. Fully grown, slightly damp, and understandably resentful. What followed was the Titanomachy, a long war between the Titans and the younger gods. It lasted 10 years, which sounds exhausting. Eventually, Zeus and his siblings won, with help from the Cyclopes and Hecatoncheires, who remembered being imprisoned and did not feel charitable about it. Cronus was defeated, the Titans were imprisoned, and Zeus became king of the gods. This brings us at last to Mount Olympus, a place of clouds, marble halls, and ongoing emotional instability. Zeus ruled the sky, thunder, lightning, authority. He was powerful, charismatic, and deeply incapable of commitment. Zeus married Hera, his sister, who became queen of the gods and goddess of marriage, which is ironic, painfully ironic. Hera wanted loyalty. Zeus wanted variety. Zeus spent most of eternity transforming himself into animals, mist, or other men in order to pursue affairs. Hera spent most of eternity punishing the resulting women and children. The system was not efficient, but it was consistent. Let's drift gently through Zeus's siblings, who now occupied the upper tier of the divine family tree. Poseidon, god of the sea, was Zeus's brother. Moody, proud, and easily offended. Poseidon ruled the oceans, earthquakes, and horses, because why not group those together? He lived in a palace beneath the sea, surrounded by creatures who knew better than to question him. When angry, Poseidon caused storms. When slightly annoyed, earthquakes. When bored, new sea monsters. He was married to Amphipatri, a sea goddess who mostly stayed out of the spotlight, possibly for her own peace of mind. Hades, the eldest brother, ruled the Underworld. Not evil, just administrative. Hades oversaw the realm of the dead. He did not cause death, he managed it. He was quiet, reserved, and largely avoided family gatherings. His most famous story involves Persephone, whom he took as his wife after a misunderstanding involving pomegranates. We'll get to that, slowly. Demeter, goddess of agriculture, was deeply invested in routine, seasons, crops, predictability. Her happiness was directly tied to Persephone's well-being, which made her emotional state weather-dependent. Hestia, goddess of the hearth, was the calmest of the siblings. She represented home, warmth, and stability. She avoided drama so effectively that she eventually stepped aside from Olympus entirely, a bold and healthy choice. And then there was Hera, queen of the gods, goddess of marriage, patron of wives. Hera was powerful, dignified, and perpetually furious. Her marriage to Zeus was long, complicated, and filled with betrayals that she could neither escape nor resolve, so she channeled her energy into vengeance, often against people who had very little to do with Zeus's decisions. This pattern will repeat. As quietly as possible, things continued. Zeus fathered many children, some with goddesses, some with mortals, some while transformed into animals, which raises questions we are not addressing tonight. Among these children were Athena, born from Zeus's head fully armored and immediately wiser than everyone else. Apollo and Artemis, twins representing light, music, hunting, and a level of emotional distance that bordered on indifference. Ares, god of war, who embodied chaos rather than strategy, and Hephaestus, god of fire and craftsmanship, who was thrown from Olympus and responded by becoming extremely competent. Aphrodite, goddess of love, arrived under disputed circumstances, either born from sea foam or raised among the Olympians later. She represented desire, attraction, and the trouble that followed both. Each god had a domain, each had responsibilities, and none of them behaved particularly responsibly. The Greek Pantheon functioned less like a structured government and more like an extended family reunion that never ended. Everyone had power, everyone had grudges, and no one communicated clearly. Mortals lived beneath this system, interpreting storms, droughts, and good harvests as divine moods. They offered sacrifices, they prayed, they hoped not to be noticed too closely, because attention from the gods was unpredictable. Some gods favored heroes, others tested them. Some punished arrogance, others rewarded it temporarily. There was no moral consistency, only patterns. As we continue, we'll drift further into the lives of these gods, their habits, their conflicts, their surprisingly human flaws. Settle back in. Nothing sudden is about to happen. The Olympians are still awake, of course, but they've agreed, reluctantly, to keep things quiet for a while. Mount Olympus continues to exist in a vague state of permanent late afternoon, light without heat, clouds that never quite move, and gods who technically have infinite time, yet somehow remain impatient. Zeus sits at the center of it all, not always physically, but emotionally, which is worse. His throne is impressive, carved stone, gold accents, occasional lightning crackling nearby for atmosphere. Zeus believes himself to be a fair ruler. This belief is not widely shared. He passes judgments, settles disputes, and occasionally punishes mortals for acts like hubris, curiosity, or being in the wrong place at the wrong time. His standards are flexible, his memory is selective, and his family, quietly, has opinions. Let's drift first toward Athena. Athena was one of Zeus's most unusual children, which is impressive considering the competition. She was born without a mother, emerging fully grown from Zeus's head after he developed a headache that would not go away. The other gods watched as Hephaestus split Zeus's skull open and Athena stepped out in full armor. No screaming, no confusion, just immediate competence. Athena was the goddess of wisdom, strategy, and thoughtful warfare. She valued planning over rage, intelligence over impulse, which immediately put her at odds with Ares. Ares, god of war, was Zeus and Hera's son. He represented the loud, chaotic, emotionally charged side of conflict, bloodshed, confusion, the part of war that everyone claimed to hate, yet kept feeding. Ares loved battle for its own sake. Athena tolerated war only when it served a purpose. The two rarely agreed, and when they did, it made everyone uncomfortable. Athena had little interest in romance. She was fiercely independent, devoted to cities, particularly Athens, which named itself after her and built her many temples in exchange for protection and wisdom. She rewarded cleverness. She respected restraint. She had very little patience for ego. Naturally, this made her one of Zeus's favorites. Meanwhile, Apollo and Artemis drifted through Olympus like distant sunlight and cool moonlight. Apollo was the god of music, prophecy, medicine, and light. He was graceful, talented, and deeply sensitive to criticism. He played the lyre beautifully. He delivered prophecies through the oracle at Delphi, which were famously cryptic and rarely helpful in the moment. Apollo had a habit of falling in love with people who did not love him back, or who turned into plants, or who died tragically. He took rejection personally, and sometimes cosmically. Artemis, his twin sister, was the goddess of the hunt, wilderness, and the moon. She preferred solitude, forests, clear boundaries. Artemis valued independence and punished those who violated it. She surrounded herself with nymphs who swore off relationships and appreciated quiet. She did not enjoy being interrupted. Mortals learned this quickly, and sometimes painfully. As quietly as possible, let's drift toward Aphrodite. Aphrodite was beauty, desire, and attraction given form. She inspired love, obsession, and extremely poor decisions. Her presence altered rooms. Her smile caused arguments. Her attention rarely lasted. She was married to Hephaestus, the god of fire and craftsmanship. This marriage was functional in theory. Hephaestus was brilliant, inventive, patient. He built weapons, palaces, and automated servants. He created wonders that lasted centuries. He was also physically imperfect by divine standards and painfully aware of it. Aphrodite, meanwhile, was not particularly interested in monogamy. She had an ongoing affair with Ares, which was not subtle. When Hephaestus discovered this, he responded not with rage, but with engineering. He constructed an invisible net that trapped Aphrodite and Ares together, exposing them to the other gods. The gods laughed, which says more about them than about Hephaestus. Hephaestus endured. He always did. Let's quietly turn toward Hermes. Hermes was the messenger of the gods, fast, clever, and never entirely trustworthy. He was the god of travel, commerce, trickery, and boundaries. He guided souls to the underworld. He delivered messages. He stole things as a hobby. Hermes was resourceful. As an infant, he stole Apollo's cattle and invented the lyre before breakfast. Apollo was impressed, eventually. Hermes navigated Olympus easily. He knew everyone's secrets and enjoyed knowing them. He was useful, which made him tolerated. Now, as the Olympians continued their routines, the underworld remained steady and quiet. Hades ruled from below, unmoved by fashion or trends, focused on order. His realm was not a place of punishment for most souls. It was a place of existence, neutral, dim. The dead wandered fields. Some were judged, some were not. Hades rarely interfered with the living world. When he did, it was usually for personal reasons. His marriage to Persephone was one such reason. Persephone was Demeter's daughter, bright, young, fond of flowers. Hades noticed her, asked Zeus for permission, received it. Demeter was not consulted. Persephone was taken to the underworld. Demeter searched. The earth suffered. Crops failed. Famine spread. Zeus intervened. A compromise was reached. Persephone would spend part of the year with Hades and part with her mother, thus the seasons. A practical solution to an emotional problem. Demeter accepted it, reluctantly. The Pantheon continued, functioning.
Sacrifices were made, prayers were spoken. Mortals tried to stay on the gods' good side. The gods, meanwhile, behaved as they always had, immortal, powerful, and strangely fragile. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the family tree, lesser gods and spirits filled in the gaps. Nymphs watched over rivers and forests. Minor gods handled abstract concepts like fear, sleep, and forgetfulness. Hypnos, god of sleep, drifted quietly through it all. Thanatos, god of death, followed, calm and unbothered. They did their jobs, no drama, and in a world ruled by drama, that was notable. As the Olympians settled into their roles, myths accumulated, stories layered upon stories. Some taught lessons, some explained nature, some existed simply because someone asked, what if the gods were like us but worse? And the answer, gently, was yes. Rest here for a moment, among the echoes of lyres and distant thunder. Nothing needs to be remembered, nothing needs to be understood fully. The gods will continue behaving badly whether you're listening or not.
Take another slow breath. The air on Olympus never really changes, but pretending it does helps pass the time. The gods are still where we left them. They rarely move far emotionally. As the Olympians settled into immortality, they developed habits. Not good habits, just familiar ones. Zeus continued ruling with confidence and questionable follow-through. Hera continued watching everything, remembering everything, and forgiving almost nothing. The rest of the gods continued orbiting this arrangement, adopting as best they could. Let's drift very gently toward Hera for a moment. Hera was not subtle. She did not hide her anger well. She also had plenty of reasons to be angry. As goddess of marriage, she took vows seriously. As Zeus's wife, she was constantly reminded that Zeus did not. Hera's power was immense. She protected women. She oversaw childbirth. She defended the institution of family. And yet, much of her mythology is spent punishing Zeus's lovers and children, not because she didn't know where the real problem was, but because Zeus was untouchable, so Hera worked around him. One of her most frequent targets was Heracles, better known by his Roman name, Hercules. He was Zeus's son by a mortal woman, strong, famous, and unfortunate. Hera despised him from birth. She sent serpents to his crib. He survived. Later, she drove him mad, briefly. This resulted in tragedy, which we will acknowledge quietly and move past without dwelling. To atone, Heracles was given a series of labors, difficult tasks, monsters, cleaning projects of unreasonable scale. He completed them, one by one. Hera did not soften. Heracles eventually became a god himself, which must have been deeply irritating. Hera endured. Let's drift away from that and toward Dionysus. Dionysus was the god of wine, madness, and celebration. He was born from a complicated situation involving Zeus, a mortal woman, and an unfortunate misunderstanding about divine appearances. Dionysus grew up on the edges of Olympus. He wandered. He gathered followers. He introduced wine to humanity. Wine, in moderation, was pleasant. In excess, it caused exactly what Dionysus represented. His festivals were loud, emotional, unpredictable. The other gods tolerated him, barely. He represented release, loss of control, a reminder that even in a structured universe, chaos waited patiently. Now let's quietly turn toward the world below Olympus, to mortals.
Mortals lived under constant divine observation, or at least they felt they did. They prayed to specific gods for specific needs. A good harvest meant Demeter was pleased. A calm sea meant Poseidon was distracted elsewhere. When something went wrong, someone had offended someone. It was just a matter of guessing who. Oracles spoke in riddles. Priests interpreted signs. Sacrifices were made carefully. Too much pride could attract attention. Too little could be mistaken for neglect. The gods, for their part, noticed patterns. Some mortals became favorites, heroes, kings, adventurers. Others became examples. Take King Midas. Midas wanted wealth, specifically gold. Dionysus granted his wish. Everything Midas touched turned to gold. Furniture, food, loved ones. This became inconvenient very quickly. Midas begged for the gift to be removed. Dionysus agreed. Lesson learned, briefly. Then there was Narcissus, beautiful, detached, uninterested in others. He fell in love with his own reflection and wasted away quietly. A flower grew where he stood. The gods found this appropriate. Arachne challenged Athena to a weaving contest. Arachne was talented, too talented. Athena punished her. Arachne became a spider. Skill was admired. Arrogance was not. Or sometimes it was admired right up until it wasn't. The gods were inconsistent, but mortals learned to expect that. Meanwhile, back on Olympus, relationships continued unraveling slowly. Hephaestus focused on work. Athena focused on cities. Apollo focused on art and regret. Apollo's love life was a series of near misses and transformations. Daphne became a laurel tree. Hyacinthus died accidentally and became a flower. Apollo commemorated these losses with music and ritual. He never seemed to move on completely. Artemis remained distant. She punished violations swiftly and without apology. She valued autonomy and silence. Hermes continued moving between worlds, delivering messages, guiding souls, stealing occasionally. No one stopped him. They needed him too much. Let's drift downward again, to the Underworld. Hades ruled with structure, not cruelty. Souls arrived. They were sorted. Some wandered peaceful fields. Some were punished for severe offenses. The system was bureaucratic, predictable. Hades was fair, but distant. Persephone adapted to her role as queen of the underworld. She brought softness to a place defined by endings. Her presence allowed flowers to bloom even in shadow. Her absence brought winter. This balance continued, year after year. The Greek Pantheon did not evolve toward harmony. It simply persisted. Gods argued, mortals struggled, stories accumulated. No final judgment, no ultimate resolution, just cycles. Storms, seasons, births, deaths. And somewhere above it all, Zeus watched, occasionally intervened, and frequently made things worse. But for now, everything is quiet enough. The gods are busy being themselves, the mortals are sleeping, and the universe continues, unbothered.
Hades was calm, even in crisis. If you asked him to panic, he might politely decline. Athena, still born from Zeus's head, remained cerebral. She advised heroes. She inspired cities. She occasionally scolded mortals for pride. Quietly, without dramatics. Her interventions were precise. Her disappointments more permanent than anger. Ares, by contrast, remained noisy and emotionally reactive. War interested him. Strategy less so. Chaos and bloodshed fascinated him. But he was often ineffective. He clashed with Athena, sometimes with Zeus. Mostly, he annoyed everyone. Apollo and Artemis, twins, drifted in parallel routines. Apollo composed music, healed when needed, and delivered cryptic prophecies. He sometimes lamented the mortality of those he loved. Artemis wandered forests, hunted quietly, and punished intrusions into her domain. She remained distant from Olympus's constant social churn. Hermes continued moving silently, almost invisibly through all these interactions. Messenger, thief, guide. The gods tolerated him because he was efficient and clever, and because if they didn't, he would steal something important. Hephaestus continued crafting wonders. Weapons, palaces, automated servants. He worked. He endured. His marriage to Aphrodite remained awkward, unexciting, and inevitably breached by her continued interest in Ares. Hephaestus responded with invention and patience. Sometimes that is the only reasonable approach. Aphrodite herself maintained a presence that caused mild chaos wherever she went. Beauty, desire, and attraction, all quietly disruptive. Her influence on mortals and gods alike was subtle but profound. She inspired love, obsession, and occasionally foolish choices. The consequences were endless, and the gods rarely stopped to consider them. Let's move toward Dionysus. He represented wine, festivity, and unstructured release. Mortals adored him. Gods tolerated him. He wandered through stories, creating revelry and occasionally confusion. His festivals were emotional, immersive, and mildly chaotic. But nothing too alarming, because the gods could ignore mortal chaos when convenient. And now, gently, towards some of the minor deities. Hestia, goddess of the hearth, quietly stepped aside from Olympus. She preferred stability, routine, and calm. She did not meddle. She did not fight.
she did not compete, which in her way made her immortal in influence. Hypnos, god of sleep, drifted quietly through the mortal and divine worlds. Thanatos, god of death, followed his assigned duties with neutrality. Neither rushed, neither judged. They simply existed. A contrast to the drama above. Back to mortals. The gods' interactions often had unpredictable consequences. King Midas, for instance, wished for everything to turn to gold. Dionysus granted this. It was inconvenient. He begged to reverse it. Dionysus obliged. Narcissus fell in love with his reflection. He faded away. A flower replaced him. The gods nodded and moved on. Arachne, talented weaver, challenged Athena. She lost. She became a spider. Skill alone was not enough. These stories illustrate the subtle pattern of the Pantheon. Gods were human-like, flawed, self-interested, persistent, and eternally memorable. Let's drift once more to Heracles. He was, as mentioned, Hera's perpetual irritant. Born of Zeus and a mortal woman. Strong. Talented. Unlucky. Hera's indirect interference caused him grief from infancy. Serpents at the cradle. Later, madness-induced tragedy. Then the famous 12 labors. Each labor complex, unusual, and partially heroic, mostly inconvenient. Heracles endured. Eventually, he became immortal, somehow managing to be both a tragic and divine figure simultaneously. The cycles continued. Gods behaved poorly. Mortals suffered mildly or greatly. Lessons, when present, were subtle. The universe spun on. So, rest here for a moment. Among clouds, quiet seas, forests, and shadowed halls. The Greek Pantheon is constant, patient, and a little dysfunctional. Just like any extended family. All right. Settle back. There is no rush. The gods are still above, beside, and beneath, calmly carrying on with their eternal routines. Let's continue our quiet exploration of Mount Olympus and beyond. One of the more notable patterns among the gods is their repeated interference in mortal lives. Not because mortals were particularly interesting. Mostly because the gods were curious. Take, for instance, the story of Perseus. Zeus, in one of his less subtle interventions, fathered Perseus with Danae, a mortal woman confined to a bronze chamber by her father. Because Zeus apparently enjoyed architectural challenges as well as seduction. Perseus's early life was prepared.
Let us drift gently towards some of the myths surrounding divine punishment. Not violent, not dramatic, but instructive in their slow, inevitable fashion. Niobe, a mortal queen, boasted about her children, comparing herself to Leto, mother of Apollo and Artemis. The divine twins were quietly offended. Their response was measured. Her children died. Niobe endured grief slowly as she turned to stone. A lesson in humility delivered without haste. Then there was King Pentheus of Thebes. He refused to acknowledge Dionysus's divinity. He watched women worship in the forest. Dionysus allowed events to unfold. Pentheus met a quiet, tragic end at the hands of those he underestimated. The gods observed. Life continued. Heracles, as previously mentioned, endured Hera's persistent interference. He labored, completed tasks, and eventually joined the divine family. The gods, as quietly as possible, adjusted. Hephaestus may have felt mildly vindicated. Hera may have endured. Zeus probably felt pleased. Meanwhile, minor gods continued their steady duties. Hestia remained calm. Hypnos provided sleep. Thanatos ensured death proceeded without fuss. They reminded Olympus that eternity also values consistency and reliability. And so, slowly, inevitably, the Greek Pantheon operated. Chaos, quiet and loud, in measured proportions. Mortals prayed, suffered, celebrated, and occasionally glimpsed the patterns of divine behavior. Gods argued, loved, hated, and endured each other. Some grew wise, some remained impulsive, some worked in the shadows. And in the background, eternally present, was Zeus, king of the gods, arbiter of power, occasionally thoughtful, mostly indulgent, frequently troublesome. The pantheon persisted, stories accumulated, lessons when apparent were subtle. Humans learned, forgot, repeated. The gods endured. Rest here, among marble halls, calm seas, forested mountains, and shadowed valleys. The stories of the Greek gods are long, patient, and gently flawed. There is no rush, no final reckoning, just eternal observation, quiet intervention, and persistent habit. Very well. Settle back and let your mind drift slowly over Mount Olympus, the seas, the forests, and the quiet underworld below. The gods are still here. They are not in a hurry. They do not age. They persist, patiently, endlessly. Let's move gently toward the lesser-known Olympians and divine figures, the ones who fill the spaces between drama, storms, and heroic myths. Not exciting, not dangerous, just quietly interesting. Take Hestia, for example, goddess of the hearth and home. She chose stability over conflict. She refused to join arguments on Olympus. She refused to take sides. She remained neutral, warm, and calm. The other gods respected her for her consistency, though they sometimes ignored her entirely.
Her influence quietly shaped homes and families among mortals. No one really noticed, which was exactly what she wanted. Hypnos, god of sleep, is another quiet figure. He drifted among mortals and gods alike, providing rest, guiding dreams, not interfering, not punishing, merely ensuring the living had moments of peace. And in doing so, he quietly balanced the chaos above. Thanatos, god of death, complemented Hypnos. Efficient, neutral, calm, he oversaw the natural passing of life without drama. He did not kill, he merely ensured the process occurred smoothly. And in a world full of divine whim, smooth processes were rare and remarkable. Let's return to Mount Olympus. The interpersonal dynamics continued, slowly, persistently, and without resolution. Zeus remained at the center, king, father, occasional meddler. His thunderbolt, always nearby, was a reminder of his authority and his occasional impatience. But mostly he observed, he decided, and sometimes caused minor chaos without noticing. Hera maintained her quiet vigilance. She remembered slights, catalogued offenses, and carried grudges. Her methods were subtle, punishments were indirect, consequences long-lasting. Ares, ever impulsive, continued seeking battle. He rarely considered strategy. He annoyed Athena and mortals alike, yet his presence reminded everyone that war was unavoidable and sometimes pointless. Athena continued offering wisdom, strategy, and guidance. Her interventions were precise, her disapproval more permanent than anger. She valued cleverness, foresight, and order. Her calm rationality contrasted sharply with the chaos around her. Apollo wandered between prophecy, music, healing, and occasional sorrow. His love life remained complicated, often ending tragically. Yet he persisted, quietly creating beauty and insight in his wake. Artemis maintained her distance. The wilderness was her refuge. Her autonomy was her shield. Mortals and gods alike learned that intrusions into her domain were unwise. Hermes continued his movements, messenger, thief, guide, subtle trickster, clever and indispensable. No one attempted to restrain him fully. It would have been pointless. Hephaestus crafted tirelessly. His creations, ingenious and enduring, were a quiet testament to patience and skill. He endured his marital complications with Aphrodite, who remained captivated by Ares. Hephaestus responded with invention, calm, and mild disapproval. Aphrodite's influence continued to ripple quietly through Olympus and mortal lands. Desire, attraction, obsession, foolish choices, minor disputes, long-lasting consequences. She rarely acted directly to harm. Her effect was subtle, pervasive, and enduring. Dionysus wandered the mortal and divine worlds. Wine, celebration, mild chaos, and emotional release. His festivals were noisy in principle, but in divine time, fleeting and unhurried. The gods tolerated him, knowing that consequences were temporary and easily ignored. Hades remained distant. Persephone continued dividing her time above and below, gently shaping the seasons. Demeter endured, quietly resentful but accepting. Balance existed, subtly, where observation replaced intervention. Meanwhile, mortals continued their lives. Heroes rose, fell, succeeded, or suffered quietly. Moral lessons, when present, were delivered subtly, often inconveniently, and sometimes irrelevant to survival. Gods watched, occasionally intervened, mostly tolerated human effort. Heracles completed his labors. Immortality followed. Hera endured. Zeus was pleased. Life moved forward. Minor quarrels among the gods persisted. Occasional jealousies, occasional favors, a quiet balance of power. Not exciting, not particularly fair, but persistent. The Greek Pantheon in its entirety was less a system than more a long-running family saga. Each god, mortal and spirit, played their part. Chaos and calm coexisted. Lessons were subtle. Patience was rewarded. Persistence endured. The stories accumulated. Cycles repeated. Mortals prayed. Gods observed. And slowly, inevitably, the universe continued. Rest here for a moment. Among marble halls, calm seas, forests, shadowed valleys, and distant storms. The Greek gods are patient, flawed, endlessly enduring. No rush, no resolution, just the gentle, eternal rhythm of divine life. Very well. Settle in slowly.
Zeus, at the center of it all, continued his habitual mix of indulgence and observation. His thunderbolt, always nearby, reminded everyone of authority, but rarely prompted immediate action. Mostly, it existed, like the distant rumble of inevitability. Ares remained impulsive. He delighted in the chaos of conflict. Strategy was secondary. His presence reminded mortals and gods alike that war is inevitable and often pointless. He annoyed Athena, sometimes Zeus, and occasionally mortals attempting calm. Athena continued her calm, deliberate guidance. She advised heroes, protected cities, intervened with precision and patience. Her disapproval was subtle but lasting. She valued reason, cleverness, and long-term planning, an almost alien patience among gods. Apollo wandered through music, prophecy, healing, and mild emotional turbulence. His affairs often ended tragically, yet he persisted, quietly producing beauty and order, though rarely fully satisfied. Artemis wandered her forests, independent, untouchable. Her nymphs surrounded her with vows of solitude. Mortals and gods learned quickly intrusions into Artemis's domain were unwise. Hermes moved between worlds with ease, messenger, thief, guide, clever, efficient, indispensable. No one attempted restraint. They knew it would fail. Hephaestus labored quietly. His inventions, ingenious and enduring, filled Olympus with practical wonders. His marriage to Aphrodite remained awkward. She was distracted by Ares. Hephaestus responded with calm, engineering, and mild resentment. Endurance was his quiet strength. Aphrodite influenced desire, attraction, and subtle obsession. She rarely acted aggressively. Her effects were pervasive and long-lasting. Mortals and gods alike responded to her presence without fully understanding it. Dionysus wandered between mortals and Olympus. He introduced wine, celebration, and emotional release. His festivals were immersive, occasionally chaotic, but within divine patience, fleeting and harmless. The gods tolerated him, quietly amused. Hades ruled below, distant and calm. Persephone divided her time between the underworld and the surface. Demeter endured quietly, accepting the seasons as compromise. Balance persisted. Order existed, gently enforced. Mortals continued their lives. Heroes rose, faltered, succeeded, or quietly failed. Lessons were subtle.
Patience, endurance, and cleverness were rewarded in small increments. The gods observed, sometimes intervened. Mostly they endured alongside humans. Consider minor myths for perspective. King Midas learned that everything he touched turning to gold was inconvenient. He begged Dionysus to reverse the gift. It was reversed. Lessons were slow, subtle, and enduring. Narcissus fell in love with his reflection. He wasted away. A flower grew in his place. The gods observed with quiet inevitability. Arachne, the skilled weaver, challenged Athena. She lost, became a spider. Talent alone was insufficient. Heracles endured Hera's persistent interference, completed 12 labors, achieved immortality. The gods adjusted as quietly as possible. The minor deities maintained calm continuity. Hestia, home, hearth, and stability. Hypnos, sleep, dreams, and gentle guidance. Thanatos, death, inevitable and unobtrusive. Olympus continued its cycles. Arguments, rivalries, affections, and grudges persisted. Mortals prayed. Sacrifices were offered. The Pantheon observed. The Greek gods are flawed, patient, enduring, and endlessly repetitive. Nothing is urgent. Everything is observed. Life continues, slow and steady, through minor conflicts, quiet lessons, and gentle chaos. Rest here among forests, seas, marble halls, and distant thunder. The stories unfold in slow rhythm, gentle as a soft breeze. No rush, no climax. Just the eternal, patient cycle of gods and mortals. Very well, settle back. Let your body sink slowly into comfort. We'll drift gently deeper into Olympus, the seas, forests, and the underworld, observing the slow, patient rhythms of the Greek gods. Nothing urgent awaits. Everything unfolds at its own unhurried pace. Let's focus on some of the subtler relationships, the minor quarrels, and the habitual behaviors that fill Olympus with quiet tension. Hera continued her subtle campaigns. She remembered every slight, every infidelity, and every incident in which Zeus embarrassed her or others. Her responses were rarely dramatic. Mostly she endured, waited, and nudged events carefully toward consequences. Her patience was long, her precision unmatched, and her quiet presence was a constant reminder of what could happen if slights were ignored. Zeus, of course, remained central to all these dynamics. King, father, occasional mediator, frequent troublemaker. He was indulgent, curious, occasionally clever, and often completely unaware of the subtle consequences of his actions. His thunderbolt was always nearby, a reminder of power and the occasional need for attention, but mostly it rested quietly, like a tool left on a shelf. Ares continued to seek conflict. He thrived on the chaos of war, rarely thinking ahead. Athena often countered him with calm strategy, guiding heroes and armies with careful foresight. The contrast between them created quiet tension, endlessly observed by the other gods. Apollo wandered through music, prophecy, and healing, often accompanied by mild melancholy. His love life remained tragic in small, persistent ways. Daphne became a laurel tree. Hyacinthus died unexpectedly. He honored these losses with music, ritual, and reflection. His contributions were subtle, enduring, and quietly impactful. Artemis wandered her forests, independent, untouchable. Her nymphs surrounded her with vows of solitude. Mortals and gods learned quickly. Intrusions into Artemis's domain were unwise. Hermes moved between worlds with unmatched skill. Messenger, fief, guide. He delivered news, guided souls, and occasionally played tricks on gods and mortals alike. No one fully restrained him. It was understood that attempting to do so would be pointless and mildly inconvenient. Hephaestus continued his patient labor, crafting weapons, palaces, and mechanical wonders. His marriage to Aphrodite remained awkward. She was distracted by Ares. Hephaestus responded with calm engineering and mild exasperation. His quiet endurance was his power. Aphrodite, goddess of desire and beauty, influenced mortals and gods subtly. Love, attraction, obsession, all consequences of her presence. She rarely acted aggressively. Her effect was pervasive and long-lasting. Mortals and gods alike responded to her presence without fully understanding it. Dionysus wandered between mortals and Olympus. He introduced wine, celebration, and emotional release. His festivals were immersive, occasionally chaotic, but within divine patience, fleeting and harmless. The gods tolerated him, quietly amused. Hades ruled below, distant and calm. Persephone divided her time between the underworld and the surface. Demeter endured quietly, accepting the seasons as compromise. Balance persisted. Order existed, gently enforced. Mortals continued their lives. Heroes rose, faltered, succeeded, or quietly failed. Lessons were subtle. Patience, endurance, and cleverness were rewarded in small increments. The gods observed, sometimes intervened. Mostly they endured alongside humans. Consider minor myths for perspective. King Midas learned that everything he touched turning to gold was inconvenient. He begged Dionysus to reverse the gift. It was reversed. Lessons were slow, subtle, and enduring. Narcissus fell in love with his reflection. He wasted away. A flower grew in his place. The gods observed.
Mount Olympus continued its cycles. Quarrels, rivalries, affections, grudges, all persisted. Mortals prayed. Sacrifices were offered. The Pantheon observed. The Greek gods are flawed, patient, enduring, and endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure more than any heroic act. Rest here, among quiet forests, calm seas, shadowed halls, and distant clouds. The Pantheon moves slowly, consistently, and subtly. No urgency, no final resolution, only the gentle rhythm of divine life and mortal response. Very well, settle back, feel the weight of calm. Mount Olympus continued its cycles. Quarrels, rivalries, affections, grudges, all persisted. Mortals prayed. Sacrifices were offered. The Pantheon observed. The Greek gods are flawed, patient, enduring, and endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure more than any heroic act. Rest here, among quiet forests, calm seas, shadowed halls, and distant clouds. The Pantheon moves slowly, consistently, and subtly. No urgency, no final resolution, only the gentle rhythm of divine life and mortal response. Very well, settle back. Feel the weight of calm settling around you. We continue our slow, quiet exploration of the Greek Pantheon. The gods are still above, below, and within, moving through their routines with the patience of eternity. Let's drift gently towards some of the more nuanced relationships and patterns that define Olympus. Not the loud wars, not the dramatic interventions, but the persistent, habitual behaviors, the slow-moving consequences that stretch over centuries. Hera, quietly vigilant, maintained her watch over the family and the order of marriage. She cataloged slights. She nudged events toward consequences. She endured. Subtlety was her tool, patience her greatest strength. Zeus remained central to the pantheon. He observed, he ruled, he intervened selectively, often based on curiosity, indulgence, or mild amusement. His thunderbolt, ever present, reminded all of his authority, though mostly it rested quietly like a tool on a shelf. Ares continued seeking conflict. Chaos and bloodshed fascinated him. Strategy mattered less. Athena's calm reasoning often countered his impulses. Their subtle tension persisted endlessly, a quiet contrast between reason and instinct. Apollo wandered between prophecy, music, healing, and mild melancholy. His love life often ended tragically. Daphne became a laurel tree. Hyacinthus passed quietly into myth. Apollo honored these losses with music and reflection, subtle and enduring. Artemis remained distant, solitary in the forests, surrounded by loyal nymphs who rejected mortal attachments. Violations of her boundaries were swiftly corrected, quietly but permanently. Her independence and autonomy remained intact. Hermes moved with ease between gods, mortals, and the underworld alike. Messenger, thief, guide, clever, indispensable, persistent. No one attempted to restrain him fully. They knew it was impossible and mildly inconvenient. Hephaestus continued his patient craftsmanship, weapons, palaces, mechanical marvels. His marriage to Aphrodite remained awkward, complicated by her attraction to Ares. He responded with calm endurance, mild exasperation, and quiet creativity. His patience was steady, unassuming, but enduring. Aphrodite influenced desire, attraction, and occasional obsession. Her effect was subtle, pervasive, and long-lasting. She rarely acted aggressively, yet the consequences of her presence rippled quietly through mortals and gods alike. Dionysus wandered between mortals' lands and Olympus with wine, celebration, and mild chaos. Festivals were temporary disturbances, tolerated by the gods and ultimately harmless. Hades ruled the underworld with calm precision. Persephone balanced her time between life and death, light and shadow. Demeter endured the seasonal cycle with reluctant acceptance, preserving balance gently. Mortals continued their lives beneath Olympus. Heroes rose, faltered, succeeded, or quietly failed. Lessons were subtle, inconvenient, or sometimes irrelevant. The gods observed, occasionally intervened, mostly endured. Consider again some minor myths.
King Midas discovered the inconvenient truth of gold. Narcissus fell in love with his reflection and wasted away, leaving a flower. Arachne, the talented weaver, became a spider after challenging Athena. Heracles endured Hera's persistent interference, completed the 12 labors, and achieved immortality. Minor deities provided quiet stability. Hestia ensured hearths and homes remained consistent. Hypnos guided sleep and dreams without interference. Thanatos oversaw death efficiently and neutrally. Olympus persisted in cycles of subtle quarrels, mild rivalries, quiet affections, and long grudges. Mortals prayed, sacrifices were offered. The Pantheon observed patiently. The Greek gods are flawed, patient, enduring, and endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure beyond fleeting heroism or mortal ambition. Rest here, among quiet forests, calm seas, shadowed halls, distant clouds, and slow-moving light. The Pantheon continues, quietly flawed, endlessly patient, and persistent. No urgency, no final resolution, only the gentle rhythm of divine life and mortals' actions and the slow accumulation of myth. Very well. Settle deeper into comfort. Feel your body relax. We'll drift further into the quiet, slow-moving world of the Greek gods, observing the endless cycles, subtle habits, and persistent behaviors that define Olympus and the mortal world below. Let's begin with some of the minor Olympians and their routines. They rarely make dramatic headlines, but they shape the divine landscape quietly and patiently. Hestia, goddess of the hearth, remained consistently calm. She refused conflict, avoided quarrels, and maintained balance in the home and the family. Her influence extended to mortals through the warmth of domestic spaces, unnoticed but enduring. She was stability incarnate, a quiet reminder that not all eternity requires action or drama. Hypnos, god of sleep, moved softly among mortals and gods alike, guiding dreams, easing slumber, occasionally weaving visions for insight or mild warning. He intervened only as necessary with a gentle, almost imperceptible hand. His presence reminded all that rest is a gift, even in the chaotic sphere of Olympus. Thanatos,
Hades ruled below, calm, precise, and efficient. Persephone balanced life and death, light and shadow, presence and absence. Demeter endured, accepting seasonal cycles and subtle compromise. Balance persisted. Mortals continued beneath this divine observation. Heroes rose, fell, succeeded, or quietly failed. Lessons were subtle, inconvenient, or sometimes irrelevant. Gods observed, occasionally intervened, and mostly endured. Consider again Heracles, King Midas, Narcissus, and Arachne. Heracles endured Hera's interference. Midas discovered inconvenient gold. Narcissus fell for his reflection. Arachne became a spider. The minor myths illustrate the pantheon's persistent, slow-working influence. The minor deities maintained stability: Hestia, Hypnos, Thanatos, quiet, enduring, consistent, a gentle counterbalance to the drama above. Mount Olympus continued cycles of subtle quarrels, quiet affections, subtle rivalries, and long grudges. Mortals prayed, sacrifices were offered, the gods observed patiently. The Greek Pantheon is flawed, subtle, patient, and endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure beyond fleeting heroism or mortal ambition. Rest here, among quiet forests, calm seas, shadowed halls, distant clouds, and soft light. The Pantheon continues, gently flawed, endlessly patient, persistent, and eternal. No urgency, no final resolution, only the slow rhythm of divine life and mortal response. Very well. Settle in. Let your body sink further into comfort. The gods are still present, quietly observing, moving at the pace of eternity. Nothing here is urgent. Everything unfolds slowly, gently, patiently. Let us drift toward the quieter, persistent routines that define Olympus. Not battles, not great disasters, but the subtle, enduring behaviors that shape the Pantheon and the mortal world. Hera remained quietly vigilant. She cataloged offenses, observed slights, and nudged consequences. Her methods were subtle. Her patience was long. She rarely acted loudly, but when she did, the effect lingered for aeons. Zeus continued presiding over Olympus, occasionally meddling, frequently observing, and always indulgent. His thunderbolt rested nearby, more symbolic than active. He made decisions, enjoyed occasional chaos, and endured the outcomes. Ares thrived on conflict, war, and the unpredictable nature of battle. Athena countered him with calm strategy and reason. Their tension was enduring, subtle, and quietly influential on mortal affairs. Apollo wandered between prophecy, music, and healing. His love life often ended tragically. Daphne became a laurel tree. Hyacinthus passed quietly into myth. Apollo marked these losses with ritual, reflection, and enduring art. Artemis moved silently through forests with loyal nymphs. She valued independence and autonomy. Violations of her boundaries were quietly corrected, firmly but without spectacle. Hermes moved effortlessly between realms, messenger, guide, occasional trickster. Clever, indispensable, and persistent. No one restrains him fully. Restraint would be pointless and inconvenient. Hephaestus labored quietly, crafting weapons, palaces, and mechanical marvels. His marriage to Aphrodite remained awkward. She was drawn to Ares. Hephaestus responded with skill, calm, and mild exasperation, enduring through centuries of marital tension. Aphrodite influenced desire, attraction, and obsession. Her effects were subtle, pervasive, and long-lasting. She rarely acted directly to harm, yet her presence shaped mortals and gods alike. Dionysus moved between mortals and Olympus with wine, celebration, and gentle chaos. His festivals created temporary disturbances, tolerated by gods and fleeting in impact. He reminded everyone that release and indulgence are part of life, even if inconvenient. Hades ruled below with calm precision.
Persephone balanced life and death, light and shadow. Demeter endured the seasonal cycles, accepting compromise and subtle adjustments. Balance persisted. Mortals continued their lives under divine observation. Heroes rose, fell, succeeded, or quietly failed. Lessons were subtle, inconvenient, or sometimes irrelevant. Gods observed, occasionally intervened, and mostly endured. Heracles endured Hera's persistent interference. Midas learned the inconvenience of gold. Narcissus faded, leaving a flower. Arachne became a spider. These minor myths illustrate the pantheon's slow-working, persistent influence. The minor deities provided calm stability. Hestia, home, consistent. Hypnos, sleep, dreams, gentle guidance. Thanatos, death, inevitable, unobtrusive. A gentle counterbalance to the subtle chaos of the major gods. Olympus continued in cycles of mild quarrels, quiet affections, subtle rivalries, and long grudges. Mortals prayed. Sacrifices were offered. The gods observed patiently. The Greek Pantheon is flawed, subtle, patient, and endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure beyond fleeting heroism or mortal ambition. Rest here, among quiet forests, seas, shadowed halls, distant clouds, and soft light. The Pantheon continues, gently flawed, endlessly patient, persistent, and eternal. No urgency, no final resolution, only the slow rhythm of divine life and mortal response. Very well. Settle further into comfort. The world of the Greek gods stretches endlessly, slowly, quietly. We'll drift once more through their routines, minor quarrels, and subtle habits. Nothing is urgent. Everything unfolds with the gentle weight of eternity. Let's begin with Hera. She remains quietly vigilant. Her attention is patient, precise, enduring. She watches Zeus and others. She catalogs slights and nudges consequences with subtle, indirect methods. Her patience is long. Her quiet persistence shapes much of Olympus without anyone really noticing. Zeus continues presiding over Olympus, occasionally meddling, frequently observing, and always indulgent. His thunderbolt rests nearby, more symbolic than active. He makes decisions, enjoys occasional chaos, and endures the outcomes. Ares thrived on conflict, war, and the unpredictable nature of battle. Athena countered him with calm strategy and reason. Their tension was enduring, subtle, and quietly influential on mortal affairs. Apollo wandered between prophecy, music, and healing. His love life often ended tragically. Daphne became a laurel tree. Hyacinthus passed quietly into myth. Apollo marked these losses with ritual, reflection, and enduring art. Artemis moved silently through forests with loyal nymphs. She valued independence and autonomy. Violations of her boundaries were quietly corrected, firmly but without spectacle. Hermes moved effortlessly between realms, messenger, guide, occasional trickster. Clever, indispensable, and persistent. No one restrains him fully. Restraint would be pointless and inconvenient. Hephaestus labored quietly, crafting weapons, palaces, and mechanical marvels. His marriage to Aphrodite remained awkward.
Olympus continues its cycles of mild quarrels, quiet affections, subtle rivalries, long grudges. Mortals pray. Sacrifices are offered. The gods observe, patiently, endlessly. The Greek Pantheon is flawed, subtle, patient, and endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure beyond fleeting heroism or mortal ambition. Rest here among quiet forests, calm seas, marble halls, distant clouds, and soft, gentle light. The gods move slowly, subtly flawed, endlessly patient, persistent, eternal. No urgency, no final resolution, only the gentle, eternal rhythm of divine life and mortal response. Settle back. Feel the weight of quiet around you. The world of the Greek gods is patient, enduring, and slow-moving. We'll drift further into their routines, subtle habits, and minor quarrels. Nothing is rushed. Everything unfolds gently, inevitably, at its own pace. Let's begin with Hera once again. She remains vigilant, cataloging offenses, recording slights, nudging consequences subtly and persistently. Her patience is long, her influence quiet but enduring. She rarely acts loudly. Her power is in observation, in persistence, in subtle manipulation over time. Zeus continues presiding over Olympus, occasionally meddling, often observing, mostly indulgent. His thunderbolt rests nearby, symbolic rather than active, a quiet reminder of authority. He acts when curiosity strikes, endures consequences slowly, and moves on. Ares continues thriving on conflict and chaos. Athena counters him with calm strategy and quiet reasoning. Their subtle tension persists endlessly, quietly shaping mortal and divine affairs alike. Apollo wanders between music, prophecy, and healing. His loves often end tragically. Daphne becomes a laurel tree. Hyacinthus fades quietly. He marks loss with music, ritual, and quiet reflection. His influence is gentle, enduring, pervasive in the mortal and divine spheres. Artemis moves through forests solitary, accompanied by her nymphs. Independence and autonomy are paramount. Violations of her boundaries are corrected quietly, but firmly without spectacle. Her forests remain inviolate, a sanctuary maintained with quiet persistence. Hermes moves effortlessly between gods, mortals, and the underworld. Messenger, guide, occasional trickster, clever, indispensable, persistent. No one attempts full restraint. It would be pointless and inconvenient. Hephaestus continues patient labor, crafting weapons, palaces, and ingenious inventions fill Olympus. His marriage to Aphrodite is awkward, complicated by her attraction to Ares. Hephaestus responds with skill, calm endurance, and mild exasperation. His patience is his greatest strength. Aphrodite quietly influences desire, attraction, and occasional obsession. Her effects ripple slowly and subtly, shaping mortals and gods alike. Rarely direct, always pervasive and enduring. She reminds all that even gentle influence can be long-lasting. Dionysus moves among mortals and Olympus with wine, celebration, and mild chaos.
Festivals are immersive yet fleeting in divine perspective. He demonstrates that indulgence and emotional release are part of life, even if inconvenient. Hades rules the underworld with calm precision. Persephone balances life and death, light and shadow. Demeter endures the seasonal cycle with quiet acceptance, ensuring balance without drama. Mortals continue their lives under this divine observation. Heroes rise, falter, succeed, or quietly fail. Lessons unfold slowly, inconveniently, and subtly. The gods observe, occasionally intervene, mostly endure. Heracles, enduring Hera's interference, completes the 12 labors and achieves immortality. King Midas discovers the complications of gold. Narcissus fades, leaving a flower. Arachne becomes a spider. These minor myths illustrate the pantheon's slow, persistent influence. Minor deities maintain calm stability. Hestia ensures hearths and homes remain consistent. Hypnos guides sleep and dreams. Thanatos oversees death without drama. They quietly counterbalance the chaos and impulsiveness of the major gods. Olympus persists in cycles of mild quarrels, quiet affections, subtle rivalries, long grudges. Mortals pray. Sacrifices are offered. The gods observe, patiently, endlessly. The Greek Pantheon is flawed, subtle, patient, and endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure beyond fleeting heroism or mortal ambition. Rest here, among forests, calm seas, shadowed halls, distant clouds, and soft, gentle light. The gods move slowly, subtly flawed, endlessly patient, persistent, eternal. No urgency, no final resolution, only the gentle, eternal rhythm of divine life and mortal response. Very well. Settle in as deeply as you like. The world of the Greek gods stretches endlessly, quietly, without rush or urgency. We continue our gentle drift through their habits, minor quarrels, and eternal routines. Nothing is urgent. Everything unfolds slowly, patiently, and inevitably. Let's consider some of the more persistent patterns that shape Olympus. Hera remains ever vigilant. Her attention is patient, subtle, and enduring. She remembers slights and nudges consequences slowly over time. Her power is quiet influence, careful observation, and long-term persistence. She rarely acts loudly. Her power is in observation, in persistence, in subtle manipulation over time. Zeus continues presiding over Olympus, occasionally meddling, often observing, mostly indulgent. His thunderbolt rests nearby, symbolic rather than active, a quiet reminder of authority. He acts when curiosity strikes, endures consequences slowly, and moves on. Ares continues thriving on conflict and chaos. Athena counters him with calm strategy and quiet reasoning. Their subtle tension persists endlessly, quietly shaping mortal and divine affairs alike. Apollo wanders between music, prophecy, and healing. His loves often end tragically. Daphne becomes a laurel tree. Hyacinthus fades quietly. He marks loss with music, ritual, and quiet reflection. His influence is gentle, enduring, pervasive in the mortal and divine spheres. Artemis moves through forests solitary, accompanied by her nymphs. Independence and autonomy are paramount. Violations of her boundaries are corrected quietly, but firmly without spectacle. Her forests remain inviolate, a sanctuary maintained with quiet persistence. Hermes moves effortlessly between gods, mortals, and the underworld. Messenger, guide, occasional trickster, clever, indispensable, persistent. No one attempts full restraint. It would be pointless and inconvenient. Hephaestus continues patient labor, crafting weapons, palaces, and ingenious inventions fill Olympus. His marriage to Aphrodite is
She is drawn to Ares. Hephaestus responds with skill, calm endurance, and subtle exasperation. Patience is his greatest strength. Aphrodite quietly influences desire, attraction, and occasional obsession. Her effects ripple slowly and subtly, shaping mortals and gods alike. She rarely acts aggressively, yet her presence is enduring, pervasive, and inescapable. Dionysus drifts between mortals and Olympus, carrying wine, celebration, and mild chaos. Festivals are immersive yet fleeting in divine terms. He reminds all that indulgence and release are part of life, even if inconvenient. Hades rules the underworld calmly and efficiently. Persephone balances life and death, light and shadow. Demeter endures, maintaining seasonal cycles quietly and patiently. Balance exists, quietly enforced. Mortals continue their lives under divine observation. Heroes rise, falter, succeed, or quietly fail. Lessons unfold subtly, inconveniently, and sometimes irrelevantly. The gods observe, occasionally intervene, mostly endure. Heracles endures Hera's interference, completes 12 labors, and achieves immortality. King Midas discovers the inconveniences of gold. Narcissus fades, leaving a flower. Arachne becomes a spider. These minor myths demonstrate the pantheon's persistent, slow-working influence. Minor deities provide calm stability. Hestia ensures hearths and homes remain consistent. Hypnos guides sleep and dreams. Thanatos oversees death without drama. They quietly counterbalance the chaos and impulsiveness of the major gods. Olympus continues cycles of mild quarrels, quiet affections, subtle rivalries, and long grudges. Mortals pray. Sacrifices are offered. The gods observe patiently. The Greek Pantheon is flawed, subtle, patient, endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure beyond fleeting heroism or mortal ambition. Rest here among forests, calm seas, shadowed halls, distant clouds, and soft, gentle light. The gods continue, subtly flawed, endlessly patient, persistent, eternal. No urgency, no final resolution, only the gentle, eternal rhythm of divine life and mortal response.
Very well. Settle in even more comfortably. Let the softness of your surroundings pull you further into stillness. We continue our slow, gentle journey through the lives of the Greek gods, their habits, minor quarrels, and subtle habits. Nothing here is urgent. Everything unfolds slowly, deliberately, and with gentle inevitability. Let's revisit some of the more persistent patterns that quietly shape Olympus. Hera, ever vigilant, remains patient and precise. She observes slights, remembers offenses, and nudges consequences with quiet persistence. Her power is subtle, her influence long-lasting. She rarely acts dramatically, but her patience shapes the lives of gods and mortals alike. Zeus presides at the center of Olympus, indulgent, occasionally meddling, curious. His thunderbolt is nearby, symbolic more than active. He acts selectively, observes, endures consequences, and moves on. His authority is constant, though his attention is unpredictable. Ares thrives on conflict and impulsive action. Athena counters with calm reasoning and subtle strategy. Their tension is enduring, quietly influencing mortal affairs without spectacle or drama. Apollo wanders through music, prophecy, and healing. His loves often end in gentle tragedy. Daphne becomes a laurel tree. Hyacinthus fades quietly. He marks these losses with ritual, music, and calm reflection. His influence spreads slowly, subtly, enduringly. Artemis moves silently through forests, solitary and protected by her nymphs. Independence and autonomy are paramount. Violations of her boundaries are corrected quietly but firmly. Her domain remains inviolate, maintained with patient persistence. Hermes moves effortlessly among gods, mortals, and the underworld. Messenger, guide, occasional trickster, clever, indispensable, persistent. No one restrains him fully. It would be pointless and mildly inconvenient. Hephaestus continues patient labor. Weapons, palaces, and ingenious inventions fill Olympus. His marriage to Aphrodite remains awkward, complicated by her attraction to Ares. Hephaestus responds with calm endurance, skill, and mild exasperation. Patience is his enduring power. Aphrodite influences desire, attraction, and subtle obsession. Her effects ripple slowly through mortals and gods alike. Rarely aggressive, her presence is enduring, pervasive, and inescapable. Dionysus drifts between mortals and Olympus with wine, celebration, and gentle chaos. Festivals are immersive, yet fleeting in divine perspective. He reminds everyone that indulgence and release are natural, even if inconvenient. Hades rules the underworld calmly and efficiently. Persephone balances life and death, light and shadow. Demeter endures, maintaining the seasonal cycles quietly. Balance exists, gently enforced. Mortals continue under divine observation. Heroes rise, falter, succeed, or quietly fail. Lessons unfold subtly, inconveniently, and sometimes irrelevantly. The gods observe, occasionally intervene, mostly endure. Heracles endures Hera's interference, completes the 12 labors, and achieves immortality. King Midas discovers the inconveniences of gold. Narcissus fades, leaving a flower. Arachne becomes a spider. These minor myths illustrate the Pantheon's persistent, slow-working influence. Minor deities maintain calm stability. Hestia, hearth, home, consistency, hypnos, sleep, dreams, gentle guidance, thanatos, death, inevitable, unobtrusive. They quietly counterbalance the impulsiveness and chaos of major gods. Olympus continues cycles of mild quarrels, quiet affections, subtle rivalries, and long grudges. Mortals pray. Sacrifices are offered. The gods observe patiently. The Greek Pantheon is flawed, subtle, patient, endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure beyond fleeting heroism or mortal ambition. Rest here among forests, calm seas, shadowed halls, distant clouds, and soft, gentle light. The gods continue, subtly flawed, endlessly patient, persistent, eternal. No urgency, no final resolution, only the gentle, eternal rhythm of divine life and mortal response.
Very well. Settle once more. Allow your body to sink deeper into comfort. The world of the Greek gods stretches quietly and endlessly. We continue to drift through their routines, minor quarrels, subtle habits, and persistent influence. Nothing here is urgent. Everything unfolds slowly, deliberately, with gentle inevitability. Let's begin again with Hera. She remains ever watchful, cataloging slights, recording offenses, and nudging consequences ever so subtly. Her patience is long. Her influence is quiet, but enduring. Rarely dramatic, always persistent, she shapes Olympus in ways mortals often fail to notice. Zeus presides at the center of the pantheon, indulgent, curious, occasionally meddling. The thunderbolt rests nearby, mostly symbolic, a gentle reminder of authority. He acts selectively, observes outcomes, endures consequences, and moves on. His power is constant, his attention unpredictable. Ares thrives on conflict, impulsive and restless. Athena counters with calm reasoning and strategy. Their tension quietly shapes mortal affairs without spectacle or urgency. Neither dominates completely, yet both shape events persistently. Apollo wanders through music, prophecy, and healing. His loves often end tragically. Daphne became a laurel tree, and Hyacinthus faded quietly. He marks these losses with ritual, music, and reflection. His influence spread slowly, quietly, enduringly. Artemis roams silently through forests with her loyal nymphs. Independence is absolute. Violations of her boundaries are corrected firmly, but without spectacle. Her domain remains inviolate, maintained with calm persistence. Hermes moves effortlessly among gods, mortals, and the underworld. Messenger, guide, occasional trickster. Clever, indispensable, persistent. No one restrains him fully. It would be pointless and mildly inconvenient. Hephaestus continues patient labor. Weapons, palaces, and inventions fill Olympus. His marriage to Aphrodite remains awkward, complicated by her attraction to Ares. Hephaestus responds with quiet skill, calm endurance, and subtle exasperation. Patience is his enduring power. Aphrodite influences desire, attraction, and subtle obsession. Her effects ripple slowly through mortals and gods alike. Rarely aggressive, her presence is pervasive and enduring. Dionysus drifts between mortals and Olympus with wine, celebration, and gentle chaos. Festivals are immersive yet fleeting in divine terms. He reminds all that indulgence and release, even inconveniently, are natural parts of life. Hades rules the underworld calmly and efficiently. Persephone balances life and death, light and shadow. Demeter endures, maintaining seasonal cycles quietly and patiently. Balance exists, softly enforced. Mortals continue under divine observation. Heroes rise, falter, succeed, or quietly fail. Lessons unfold subtly, inconveniently, sometimes irrelevantly. The gods observe, occasionally intervene, mostly endure. Heracles endures Hera's interference, completes 12 labors, and achieves immortality. King Midas discovers the complications of gold. Narcissus fades, leaving a flower. Arachne becomes a spider. These minor myths illustrate the Pantheon's slow-working, persistent influence. Minor deities maintain calm stability. Hestia, hearth, home, consistent. Hypnos, sleep, dreams, gentle guidance. Thanatos, death, inevitable, unobtrusive. They quietly counterbalance the impulsiveness of major gods. Olympus continues cycles of mild quarrels, quiet affections, subtle rivalries, and long grudges. Mortals pray, sacrifices are offered, the gods observe, patiently. The Greek Pantheon is flawed, subtle, patient, endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure beyond fleeting heroism or mortal ambition. Rest here, among forests, calm seas, shadowed halls, distant clouds, soft, gentle light. The gods continue, subtly flawed, endlessly patient, persistent, eternal. No urgency, no final resolution, only the gentle, eternal rhythm of divine life and mortal response. Very well. Settle deeper. Allow your body and mind to sink deeper into quiet. The Greek gods continue their endless routines, patient, subtle, enduring. Nothing is urgent. Everything unfolds with quiet inevitability, patiently, gently.
Let's observe again Hera, queen of Olympus. She watches slights, catalogs offenses, nudging consequences subtly and persistently over centuries. Her influence is quiet, but enduring. She rarely acts loudly. Her power is quiet influence over long periods, shaping the lives of gods and mortals alike. Zeus remains at the center of Olympus, indulgent, curious, occasionally meddling. His thunderbolt rests symbolically nearby. He acts selectively, observes quietly, and endures consequences slowly. Authority is constant, attention unpredictable. Ares thrives on conflict, impulsive and restless. Athena counters with calm reasoning and strategy. Their tension quietly influences mortal affairs without spectacle or urgency. Neither dominates completely, yet both shape events persistently. Apollo drifts through music, prophecy, and healing. His loves often end tragically. Daphne became a laurel tree, and Hyacinthus faded quietly. He marks these losses with ritual, music, and reflection. His influence spreads slowly, quietly, enduringly. Artemis roams silently through forests with her loyal nymphs. Independence is absolute. Violations of her boundaries are corrected firmly, but without spectacle. Her domain remains inviolate, maintained with calm persistence. Hermes moves effortlessly among gods, mortals, and the underworld. Messenger, guide, occasional trickster. Clever, indispensable, persistent. No one restrains him fully. It would be pointless and mildly inconvenient. Hephaestus continues patient labor. Weapons, palaces, and inventions fill Olympus. His marriage to Aphrodite remains awkward, complicated by her attraction to Ares. Hephaestus responds with quiet skill, calm endurance, and subtle exasperation. Patience is his enduring power. Aphrodite influences desire, attraction, and subtle obsession. Her effects ripple slowly through mortals and gods alike. Rarely aggressive, her presence is pervasive and enduring. Dionysus drifts between mortals and Olympus with wine, celebration, and gentle chaos. Festivals are immersive yet fleeting in divine terms. He reminds all that indulgence and release, even inconveniently, are natural parts of life. Hades rules the underworld calmly and efficiently. Persephone balances life and death, light and shadow. Demeter endures.
Zeus remains at the center, indulgent, curious, occasionally meddling. The thunderbolt rests symbolically nearby, more a reminder than an active tool. He intervenes selectively, observes outcomes, endures consequences, and moves on. His authority is constant, his attention unpredictable. Ares continues wandering through conflict, impulsive and restless. Athena counters him with calm reasoning and subtle strategy. Their tension quietly influences mortal affairs without fanfare. Neither dominates completely, yet both shape events persistently over time. Apollo drifts through music, prophecy, and healing. Tragic love punctuates his long existence. Daphne becomes a laurel tree. Hyacinthus fades quietly. He marks these losses with ritual, music, and reflection. His influence spreads subtly, quietly, enduring. adoringly. Artemis moves silently through forests with her nymphs. Independence and autonomy are paramount. Violations of her boundaries are corrected quietly but firmly. Her domain remains inviolate, maintained with patient persistence. Hermes moves effortlessly among gods, mortals, and the underworld. Messenger, guide, occasional trickster. Clever, indispensable, persistent. Full restraint would be pointless and mildly inconvenient. Hephaestus continues patient labor. Weapons, palaces, mechanical marvels fill Olympus. His marriage to Aphrodite is awkward, complicated by her attraction to Ares. Hephaestus responds with calm skill, quiet endurance, subtle exasperation. Patience is his enduring power. Aphrodite influences desire, attraction, and subtle obsession. Her effects ripple slowly, persistently, shaping mortals and gods alike. Rarely aggressive, her presence is pervasive, long-lasting, enduring. Dionysus drifts between mortals and Olympus with wine, celebration, and gentle chaos. Festivals are immersive but fleeting. He reminds all that indulgence and release are natural, even inconvenient. Hades rules the underworld calmly, efficiently. Persephone balances life and death, light and shadow. Demeter endures seasonal cycles quietly, maintaining balance gently. Mortals continue under divine observation. Heroes rise, falter, succeed, or quietly fail. Lessons unfold subtly, inconveniently, sometimes irrelevantly. The gods observe, occasionally intervene, mostly endure. Heracles endures Hera's interference, completes 12 labors, and achieves immortality. King Midas discovers the complications of gold. Narcissus fades, leaving a flower. Arachne becomes a spider. These minor myths illustrate the pantheon's persistent, slow-working influence. Minor deities provide calm stability. Hestia, hearth, home, quiet consistency. Hypnos, sleep, dreams, gentle guidance. Thanatos, death, inevitable, unobtrusive. They quietly counterbalance the impulsiveness of major gods. Olympus continues cycles of mild quarrels, quiet affections, subtle rivalries, and long grudges. Mortals pray, sacrifices are offered, the gods observe patiently. The Greek Pantheon is flawed, subtle, patient, endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure beyond fleeting heroism or mortal ambition. Rest here, among forests, calm seas, shadowed halls, distant clouds, soft, gentle light. The gods continue, subtly flawed, endlessly patient, persistent, eternal. No urgency, no final resolution. Only the gentle, eternal rhythm of divine life and mortal response. Very well. Settle in as deeply as you can. Let your body relax completely. The world of the Greek gods is quiet, slow-moving, endlessly patient. We drift further now into their subtle habits, minor quarrels, and persistent routines.
Nothing here is urgent. Everything unfolds gently, deliberately, with soft inevitability. Let us return to Hera, quietly presiding over Olympus. She observes slights, catalogues offenses, and nudges consequences subtly, persistently. Her power is quiet influence, her patience enduring. Rarely dramatic, always present, shaping the lives of gods and mortals over centuries. Zeus remains at the center, indulgent, curious, occasionally meddling. The thunderbolt rests nearby, symbolic rather than active. He acts selectively, observes quietly, endures consequences, and moves on. His authority is constant, his attention unpredictable. Ares continues wandering through conflict, impulsive and restless. Athena counters him with calm reasoning and subtle strategy. Their tension quietly influences mortal affairs without fanfare. Neither dominates completely, yet both shape events persistently over time. Apollo drifts through music, prophecy, and healing. Tragic love punctuates his long existence. Daphne becomes a laurel tree. Hyacinthus fades quietly. He marks these losses with ritual, music, and reflection. His influence spreads subtly, enduringly, quietly. Artemis moves silently through forests with her nymphs. Independence and autonomy are absolute. Violations of her boundaries are corrected quietly but firmly. Her domain remains inviolate, maintained with patient persistence. Hermes moves effortlessly among gods, mortals, and the underworld. Messenger, guide, occasional trickster, clever, indispensable, persistent. Full restraint would be pointless and mildly inconvenient. Hephaestus continues patient labor. Weapons, palaces, mechanical marvels fill Olympus. His marriage to Aphrodite is awkward, complicated by her attraction to Ares. Hephaestus responds with calm skill, quiet endurance, subtle exasperation. Patience is his enduring power. Aphrodite influences desire, attraction, and subtle obsession. Her effects ripple slowly, persistently, shaping mortals and gods alike. Rarely aggressive, her presence is pervasive, long-lasting, enduring. Dionysus drifts between mortals and Olympus with wine, celebration, and gentle chaos. Festivals are immersive but fleeting. He reminds all that indulgence and release are natural, even inconvenient. Hades rules the underworld calmly, efficiently. Persephone balances life and death, light and shadow. Demeter endures seasonal cycles quietly, maintaining balance gently. Mortals continue under divine observation. Heroes rise, falter, succeed, or quietly fail. Lessons unfold subtly, inconveniently, sometimes irrelevantly. The gods observe, occasionally intervene, mostly endure. Heracles endures
Apollo drifts among music, prophecy, and healing. Tragic love marks his long existence. Daphne became a laurel tree. Hyacinthus faded quietly. Loss is marked with ritual, music, reflection. Influence spreads slowly, subtly, enduringly. Artemis moves silently through forests with her loyal nymphs. Independence and autonomy are paramount. Violations of her boundaries are corrected quietly but firmly. Her domain remains inviolate, maintained with patient persistence. Hermes moves effortlessly among gods, mortals, and the underworld. Messenger, guide, occasional trickster. Clever, indispensable, persistent. No one restrains him fully. It would be pointless. Hephaestus continues patient labor. Weapons, palaces, mechanical marvels fill Olympus. His marriage to Aphrodite is awkward, complicated by her attraction to Ares. Hephaestus responds with quiet skill, calm endurance, subtle exasperation. Patience is his quiet power. Aphrodite influences desire, attraction, subtle obsession. Effects ripple slowly, persistently, shaping mortals and gods alike. Rarely aggressive, always pervasive and long-lasting. Dionysus drifts between mortals and Olympus with wine, celebration, gentle chaos. Festivals are immersive yet fleeting. He reminds all that indulgence and release are natural, even inconvenient. Hades rules the underworld calmly and efficiently. Persephone balances life and death, light and shadow. Demeter endures seasonal cycles quietly, maintaining balance gently. Mortals continue under divine observation. Heroes rise, falter, succeed, or quietly fail. Lessons unfold subtly, inconveniently, sometimes irrelevantly. The gods observe, occasionally intervene, mostly endure. Heracles endures Hera's interference, completes 12 labors, achieves immortality. King Midas discovers the complications of gold. Narcissus fades, leaving a flower. Arachne becomes a spider. These myths illustrate the pantheon's slow-working, persistent influence. Minor deities maintain calm stability. Hestia, hearth, home, quiet consistency. Hypnos, sleep, dreams, gentle guidance. Thanatos, death, inevitable, unobtrusive. They quietly counterbalance the impulsive tendencies of major gods. Olympus continues cycles of mild quarrels, quiet affections, subtle rivalries, long grudges. Mortals pray, sacrifices are offered, the gods observe patiently. The Greek Pantheon is flawed, subtle, patient, endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure beyond fleeting heroism or mortal ambition. Rest here, among forests, calm seas, shadowed halls, distant clouds, soft, gentle light. The gods continue, subtly flawed, endlessly patient, persistent, eternal. No urgency, no final resolution. Only the gentle, eternal rhythm of divine life and mortal response. Very well. Settle as deeply as you can. Let your body sink fully into comfort. The world of the Greek gods stretches quietly, endlessly. We continue to drift through their subtle routines, minor quarrels, and patient habits. Nothing here is urgent. Everything unfolds slowly, gently, with soft inevitability. Let's begin again with Hera. She watches slights, catalogs offenses, nudges consequences subtly over long stretches of time.
Patience is her strength. Her influence is quiet but persistent. Rarely dramatic, always enduring. She shapes the lives of gods and mortals without fanfare. Zeus remains at the center, indulgent, curious, occasionally meddling. The thunderbolt rests nearby, symbolic rather than active. He acts selectively, observes quietly, endures consequences, and moves on. Authority is constant, attention unpredictable. Ares wanders through conflict, impulsive and restless. Athena counters him with calm reasoning, subtle strategy, and quiet foresight. Their tension quietly influences mortal affairs. Neither dominates fully, yet both shape events persistently over time. Apollo drifts among music, prophecy, and healing. Tragic love marks his long existence. Daphne became a laurel tree. Hyacinthus faded quietly. Loss is marked with ritual, music, reflection. Influence spreads slowly, subtly, enduringly. Artemis moves silently through forests with her loyal nymphs. Independence and autonomy are paramount. Violations of her boundaries are corrected quietly but firmly. Her domain remains inviolate, maintained with patient persistence. Hermes moves effortlessly among gods, mortals, and the underworld. Messenger, guide, occasional trickster. Clever, indispensable, persistent. No one restrains him fully. It would be pointless. Hephaestus continues patient labor. Weapons, palaces, mechanical marvels fill Olympus. His marriage to Aphrodite is awkward, complicated by her attraction to Ares. Hephaestus responds with quiet skill, calm endurance, subtle exasperation. Patience is his quiet power. Aphrodite influences desire, attraction, subtle obsession. Effects ripple slowly, persistently, shaping mortals and gods alike. Rarely aggressive, always pervasive and long-lasting. Dionysus drifts between mortals and Olympus with wine, celebration, gentle chaos. Festivals are immersive yet fleeting. He reminds all that indulgence and release are natural, even inconvenient. Hades rules the underworld calmly and efficiently. Persephone balances life and death, light and shadow. Demeter endures seasonal cycles quietly, maintaining balance gently. Mortals continue under divine observation. Heroes rise, falter, succeed, or quietly fail. Lessons unfold subtly, inconveniently, sometimes irrelevantly. The gods observe, occasionally intervene, mostly endure. Heracles endures Hera's interference, completes 12 labors, achieves immortality. King Midas discovers the complications of gold. Narcissus fades, leaving a flower. Arachne becomes a spider. These myths illustrate the pantheon's slow-working, persistent influence. Minor deities maintain calm stability. Hestia, hearth, home, quiet consistency. Hypnos, sleep, dreams, gentle guidance. Thanatos, death, inevitable, unobtrusive. They quietly counterbalance the impulsive tendencies of major gods. Olympus continues cycles of mild quarrels, quiet affections, subtle rivalries, long grudges. Mortals pray, sacrifices are offered. The gods observe patiently. The Greek Pantheon is flawed, subtle, patient, endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure beyond fleeting heroism or mortal ambition. Rest here among forests, calm seas, shadowed halls, distant clouds, soft, gentle light. The gods continue, subtly flawed, endlessly patient, persistent, eternal. No urgency, no final resolution. Only the gentle, eternal rhythm of divine life and mortal response. Very well. Settle as deeply as you can. Let your body sink fully into comfort.
The Greek Pantheon is flawed, subtle, patient, endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure beyond fleeting heroism or mortal ambition. Rest here, among forests, calm seas, shadowed halls, distant clouds, soft, gentle light. The gods continue, subtly flawed, endlessly patient, persistent, eternal. No urgency, no final resolution, only the gentle, eternal rhythm of divine life and mortal response. Very well. Let yourself sink even deeper into softness, letting every muscle release, every thought slow and drift. Let your mind float gently like mist over still waters at dawn. The Greek gods continue their quiet, endless routines, subtly flawed, endlessly patient, gently persistent. Nothing is urgent. Everything unfolds slowly, softly, inevitably. We return once more to Hera, quietly presiding over Olympus. She catalogs slights, nudges consequences, and maintains her calm, enduring influence. Patience is her quiet strength, rarely dramatic, always present, shaping gods and mortals without notice. Zeus remains at the center, indulgent, curious, occasionally meddling. The thunderbolt rests nearby, symbolic rather than active. He intervenes selectively, observes quietly, endures consequences, and moves on. Authority is constant, attention unpredictable. Ares wanders through conflict, impulsive and restless. Athena counters him with calm reasoning, subtle strategy, quiet foresight. Their tension quietly shapes mortal affairs. Neither dominates fully, yet both influence events persistently. Apollo drifts among music, prophecy, and healing. Tragic love marks his long existence. Daphne became a laurel tree. Hyacinthus faded quietly. Loss is observed with ritual, music, and reflection. Influence spreads slowly, subtly, enduringly. Artemis moves silently through forests with her loyal nymphs. Independence and autonomy are absolute. Violations of her boundaries are corrected quietly but firmly. Her domain remains inviolate, maintained with calm persistence. Hermes moves effortlessly among gods, mortals, and the underworld. Messenger, guide, occasional trickster, clever, indispensable, persistent. No one restrains him fully. It would be pointless and mildly inconvenient. Hephaestus continues patient labor. Weapons, palaces, mechanical marvels fill Olympus. His marriage to Aphrodite is awkward, complicated by her attraction to Ares. Hephaestus responds with quiet skill,
calm endurance, subtle exasperation. Patience is his enduring power. Aphrodite influences desire, attraction, subtle obsession. Her effects ripple slowly, persistently, shaping mortals and gods alike. Rarely aggressive, always pervasive, long-lasting. Dionysus drifts between mortals and Olympus with wine, celebration, and gentle chaos. Festivals are immersive, yet fleeting. He reminds all that indulgence and emotional release are natural, even inconvenient. Hades rules the underworld calmly, efficiently. Persephone balances life and death, light and shadow. Demeter endures seasonal cycles quietly, maintaining balance gently. Mortals continue under divine observation. Heroes rise, falter, succeed, or quietly fail. Lessons unfold subtly, inconveniently, sometimes irrelevantly. The gods observe, occasionally intervene, mostly endure. Heracles endures Hera's interference, completes 12 labors, achieves immortality. King Midas discovers the complications of gold. Narcissus fades, leaving a flower. Arachne becomes a spider. These minor myths illustrate the pantheon's slow-working, persistent influence. Minor deities maintain calm stability. Hestia, hearth, home, quiet consistency. Hypnos, sleep, dreams, gentle guidance. Thanatos, death, inevitable, unobtrusive. They quietly counterbalance the impulsive tendencies of major gods. Olympus continues cycles of mild quarrels, quiet affections, subtle rivalries, long grudges. Mortals pray, sacrifices are offered. The gods observe patiently. The Greek Pantheon is flawed, subtle, patient, endlessly repetitive. Chaos and calm coexist. Lessons unfold gradually. Persistence and observation endure beyond fleeting heroism or mortal ambition. Rest here, among forests, calm seas, shadowed halls, distant clouds, soft, gentle light. The gods continue, subtly flawed, endlessly patient, persistent, eternal. No urgency, no final resolution, only the gentle, eternal rhythm of divine life and mortal response.
Very well. Let yourself sink even deeper into softness, letting every muscle release, every thought slow and drift. Let your mind float gently, like mist over still waters at dawn. The Greek gods continue their quiet, endless routines, subtly flawed, endlessly patient, gently persistent. Nothing is urgent. Everything unfolds slowly, softly, inevitably. We return once more to Hera, quietly presiding over Olympus. She catalogs slights, nudges consequences, and maintains her calm, enduring influence. Patience is her quiet strength, rarely dramatic, always present, shaping gods and mortals without notice. Zeus remains at the center, indulgent, curious, occasionally meddling. The thunderbolt rests nearby, symbolic rather than active. He intervenes selectively, observes quietly, endures consequences, and moves on. Authority is constant, attention unpredictable. Ares wanders through conflict, impulsive and restless. Athena counters him with calm reasoning, subtle strategy, quiet foresight. Their tension quietly shapes mortal affairs. Neither dominates fully, yet both influence events persistently. Apollo drifts among music, prophecy, and healing. Tragic love marks his long existence. Daphne became a laurel tree. Hyacinthus faded quietly. Loss is observed with ritual, music, and reflection. Influence spreads slowly, subtly, enduringly. Artemis moves silently through forests with her loyal nymphs. Independence and autonomy are absolute. Violations of her boundaries are corrected quietly but firmly. Her domain remains inviolate, maintained with calm persistence. Hermes moves effortlessly among gods, mortals, and the underworld. Messenger, guide, occasional trickster. Clever, indispensable, persistent. No one restrains him fully. It would be pointless and mildly inconvenient. Hephaestus continues patient labor. Weapons, palaces, mechanical marvels fill Olympus. His marriage to Aphrodite is awkward, complicated by her attraction to Ares. Hephaestus responds with quiet skill,